Hi, my name is Delaney Ball, and today I will be teaching you how to replace your motor on your Razor E200 electric scooter. This is a moderately difficult process. It should take around 30 minutes from start to finish. You will need the following tools: a Phillips screwdriver, an 8mm open-end wrench, a 4mm Allen wrench, and a small pick. This process can be completed in 4 easy steps. Step 1, disconnect the motor. Step 2, remove the motor. Step 3, install your new motor. And Step 4, connect the new motor. Let's start with Step 1, disconnecting the motor. There are 8 screws securing the deck lid. The middle 2 are Allen wrench. The rear 2 have nuts securing them. Using your Phillips screwdriver, start removing the screws. Using your 8mm open-end wrench, secure the nut from the bottom and loosen from the top. Now let's remove the 2 Allen wrench bolts. Using your 4mm Allen wrench, remove the 2 bolts. Now that the bolts are removed, we can remove the deck lid. To do so, lift it straight up and make sure to set this somewhere safe so you don't lose it. Using your Phillips screwdriver, remove the 2 bolts that secure the battery strap. With the bolts out, you can lift up the battery strap and set it somewhere safe. Next, let's remove the battery. There are 3 connectors. Let's unplug all 3. On the main plug, pinch and separate. And on the 2 fuse plugs, just pull them straight out. Now let's remove the batteries. Pull them straight up and out of the box. And set them somewhere safe. Next, trace the motor wire to its plug, and then pinch to separate. Using your small pick, we can now de-pin the connector. There is a tab on the pin. You can press down on the tab and pull on the wire, and the wire should come out smoothly. Now do the same thing for the other wire. And then set your connector somewhere safe. Now let's remove the motor wires from the grommet. Pull it out of the back of the battery box, and then slide the wires out of the grommet. And then pull the motor wires out of the grommet. That concludes Step 1, disconnecting the motor. Now on to Step 2, removing the motor. Let's start by removing the chain guard. There are 2 bolts securing the chain guard. Using your Phillips screwdriver, let's unscrew the bolts. With the bolts out, you can slide this chain guard down and put it somewhere safe. Now let's remove the chain. Pull the chain tensioner down and remove the chain from the sprocket. Next, we are going to remove the 4 bolts securing the motor. Using your Phillips screwdriver, remove the 4 bolts. Now that the bolts are removed, turn the motor and pull it straight out of the scooter. That concludes Step 2, removing the motor. Now on to Step 3, installing your new motor. Start by feeding the motor wires back into the battery box. Now put the motor back in and rotate it into place. Using a Phillips screwdriver, reinstall the bolts that secure the motor in place. With the motor back in place, now let's put the chain on. Pull the chain tensioner down and place the chain back onto the sprocket. It may help to rotate the sprocket while installing the chain. Now let's reinstall the chain guard. Slide the chain guard into place, and then using your Phillips screwdriver, reinstall the 2 screws that secure it. With the chain guard back in place, that concludes step 3, installing your new motor. Now on to step 4, connecting your new motor. Let's start by feeding the motor wires back through the grommet. Then reinstall the grommet into the back of the battery box. Simply press it in. Next, let's reinstall the connector to the motor wires. The brown wire goes on top with the tab facing down. Now install the blue wire with the tab facing right. Press until you hear a click. You can give a small tug on the motor wires to make sure they are secure. Now let's reinstall the batteries. The battery goes bottom to bottom with the long wires coming from the back of the scooter. Now let's connect the battery. The plugs are unique, so you don't have to worry about connecting the wrong plug. Press until you hear a click. And with the fuse plugs, the red goes on the bottom. These are also a tight fit, so take your time. Now let's connect the motor. Simply press the connectors together until you hear a click. The motor's connected. Let's now reinstall the battery strap. Using your Phillips screwdriver, reinstall the 2 screws. Keep in mind that the beveled side on the battery strap faces up. Finally, let's reinstall the deck lid. Place the deck lid on top, lining up the holes, and then using your Phillips screwdriver, reinstall the screws. The Allen wrench bolts go on the sides. The longer of the 2 screws go in the middle. And the nuts secure the bolts on the back. With the bolts secured, that concludes step 4, and the process of replacing your motor on your Razor E200 electric scooter. If you are still having troubles, you can contact customer support at razor.com. Once again, my name is Delaney Ball, and it's been a pleasure guiding you through this process. See you next time.